How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
What is up, Will?
What up, what up?
Welcome, everybody, to Story of the Fight. My name is Ramiro. That's my boy, Will, and this is where we talk all things combat sports. Today, we're going to be covering One Friday Fights 81, but before we do, I want to remind everybody, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Goes a long way. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. What are we at now, Will?
We're at 15,200, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, just scratching and clawing our way up, you know what I mean? But we're seeing movement.
We're seeing movement.
It's
going up.
It is.
Not going down.
Better than going down. But yes, if you don't like watching, but you like listening, you do have an opportunity to find us in other channels, right, Will?
Yeah, audio only. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, or YouTube Podcast now.
Hey, our boy Pepper's on already.
Shout out Pepper. Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. And then we stream on video with Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. Spotify also has video as well. But yeah, we're everywhere, man. StoryTheFight.com. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit. It's Story of the Fight on everything. Yes, Ganscow already in the chat says no UFC. We will have to cover the UFC a different day. Obviously, things got pushed back for the live stream tonight to be a little bit later, and a little bit later, and a little bit later.
My bad, everybody. Had baseball all day today. Literally, baseball started at like 9 this morning, and I just got home not that long ago.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So, hey, shout out Chummy Boy for joining us. Thank you.
Chummy Boy.
But yeah, so because of that, we're not covering the UFC tonight. We're like, there's too much to talk about with one and the UFC to do it all in one like late night stream. So we got just one. And shout out Blunderbub says Genevieve is currently streaming on Twitch and she is bummed she can't make it.
Shout out Genevieve
though.
For sure. She's a real one. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's doing her thing.
All right, so Will, let's get it going here, my man. What do you say?
Yes. We are going to be talking about One Friday Fights 81. If you're not watching this live, you're watching it later. There's timestamps below.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, we're going to start top to bottom. Well, we're going to talk about Superbon. Then we're going to talk about Takeru. Then we're going to start moving our way down the card. But we'll start with the main event.
All right, let's go. Nattawaut versus Superbon.
Doggy.
I know,
man. What we were talking about, we did a preview card, and we were like, I don't know. It's kind of weird that they're scheduling Smokin' Joe to fight Superbon when he's already scheduled to fight Tawan Chai in Atlanta in November. Like, how's he going to make that? What if he gets knocked out? What if there's this? What if this happens? If Superbon wins, what happens?
Boom.
And boom. Here we are. So now it's time to have that discussion once again. But we could talk about the actual fight itself. Because, I mean, forget all that stuff. If you're just saying, hey, we got Smokin' Joe versus Superbon, that's a banger. That's a great fight. It's a great matchup. Shout out Smitty. Says bun for Joe, but what a performance by Superbon.
Absolutely.
Dude, and Chummy Boy, the stadium was quiet. We were like, what the fuck happened? Was Chummy Boy there? That'd be sick. But shout out. Mr. Sain says hi. Hello. But yeah, this was very similar, kind of parallel to Superblack Haggerty in a way, where it's like, you know, we got these two titans. We're going to see them duke it out in the main event. Yep. And then one of them says, not quite. I'm just going to make this real quick. And that's kind of what we got. What did you think going into the fight, matchup-wise? Like, who did you think?
No, I was excited. I was with the one I know the most is Superbon, right? Like, he's the one that I've watched the most. So I was cheering him on and hoping that he'd win. But Smokin' Joe, man, coming in with his hands, he has really quick hands, man. His boxing is really solid. The only thing is that when you start getting in really close with that boxing, Superbon has those lightning fast elbows up the middle.
Dude, yeah. And he threw was it the left the first time that cuts him open? Like on the break. And you're like, ooh, that's nasty. And then they kind of collide again, and Joe falls. And I was like, and it was kind of like a push a little bit. And I was like, okay, yeah, he tripped him a little bit. They got their legs tangled. He pushed him over and he fell. And then he's like on the ground, like dazed. And I'm like, what is going on here? I think that the next picture, I think, shows that moment.
Yeah. This is funny because on my notes, I put down what what hurt him because it's similar to the Haggerty, you know, where everything just happens so fast, and Superblack, you know, catches him with that elbow as he's done, and I'm like, what just happened? So that might be why I think Chummy Boy said the stadium was quiet, right? That might be like everybody was probably trying to figure out what just happened. So at first I was like, did he dump him? Because the way he fell was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's what. So he did elbow and then dump. We cannot show the actual finish itself because it's a pay-per-view stream, right? So we're not trying to show anything behind a paywall. It'd be cool too, but like obviously that's not cool.
Yeah.
But we do get some clips that we can show.
Cool stuff. Rip Oakland A's. Poor Oakland A's. There you go.
Some of the dirt from the field.
Yes.
Tough, man. There's a reason I'm wearing an Oakland hat and not the A's hat. But yeah, so we can't show the actual knockout, but we can show some clips. And even in this like freeze frame, this is why I thought it was a dump.
Yeah,
I mean, it kind of was a dump, right? It's like he rocked him and then dumped. George Foreman used to do that a lot, where he'd hit someone super hard, they'd collide, and then he'd push them, and then they'd fall, and maybe they would have stayed up, but from the punch, but they couldn't get back up from the damage from the punch, and that's kind of like what it is here.
By the way, last name I would have expected you to mention was George Foreman's night.
Hey, come on, dude. George Foreman was awesome. Great boxer, great grill. Great kids, all named George Foreman. He's got like 6 kids named George Foreman. But here it is. We'll watch this real quick. Let me just make sure the volume's not super loud. So yeah, that's why it was like, okay. But then he's clearly out of it. He's slowly getting up. And I'm like, all right, take your time. Take your time. Oh, but he couldn't. And he stumbles getting up.
Yeah. So I was wondering, like, when he dumped him, did he hit the back of his head? And that's what caused it. And that's where I was so thrown off by until they showed the slow motion replay. And I was like, oh, no, he caught him with that elbow. And was it like on the temple, on the jaw? Where was it?
Like right here. Actually, Rich, one of those pictures, not the last picture, but the one before, before he's on the ground, is the elbow that finished it.
Blunderbub saying got some echo from Romero. Hopefully it's cleared up. Blunderbub, let me know.
It's probably when I shared the audio, it probably came through.
That might be what it was.
But we'll get that fixed. Thank you, Blunderbub, for pointing that out. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the elbow right here. So he steps in with it. He beats the left hook of Smokin' Joe. Smokin' Joe throws the left hook, but the elbow beats him to the punch. That's what everyone's saying all the time, right? Elbows beat punches. Everyone's pulling up that Liam Harrison quote where he's like, elbows will beat punches all the time, right? And it was perfect. And Smitty says, it was good when the camera barely catches it. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And the commentary
is on the jaw.
Yeah, and the commentary is like, you could tell they also didn't see it, but they didn't want to say that they didn't see it. Which is actually something that we talked to Ray about, where he was like, yeah, sometimes, like, I think it was probably about the Haggerty one, right? Where, because it was that night, and he was like, yeah, I've learned to not try to pretend like I saw what caused the damage, and to just be honest. He's so good, dude.
Like, Ray Flores.
Yeah. Getting to chat with him about that was really
cool. That's what I was going to say. Getting a chat about that, and you asking him those questions, and just understanding how his mind works in the process. So now as I'm listening to Ray Flores, I'm able to appreciate so much more, like what he's doing while he's doing it. It's so good.
Yeah. And Mitch was kind of in that same zone in this one, because he was like, he didn't say what it was, and they were talking about it. And then once they pulled the replay up, they're like, yeah, we couldn't even really see it. It's so quick.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to lie to kick it,
No, dude, you're welcome either way.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, fantastic win by Superbon. I think we both probably had him winning going into this fight. It's tough. I feel bad for Smokin' Joe, because he had, a big fight booked, a rematch again with Tawanchai, but this time in America, in Atlanta. He's like an Atlanta boy too. So like, that's probably gone now. I would imagine, right? Chatri talked about it in the pre-fight press conference, where he's like, yeah, we just don't know if Tawanchai is going to be ready for Atlanta. He's dealing with an injury, I think, from the previous fight where his eye was kind of messed up. He told Frank, the interpreter, yeah, I couldn't really see out of one of my eyes, and maybe it's that. It could be something else. Who knows? They're not saying what it is. But if he can't make it to Atlanta, then they'll probably do Superbon versus Tawanchai somewhere else. And yeah, we just maybe lose a fight. Maybe they put something else on Atlanta. But if he can make Atlanta, I would imagine it's Superbon, right? It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Which is also a rematch, but also a great fight.
Yeah, I'll
watch that fight 10 times.
I'll watch it. All right, but yeah, great main event. We can move on. Do you want to move on to the next one?
Yes, the next one is going to be fun.
Yeah,
I just got to.
So we're covering Takeru versus Thant Zin, right?
Yes, we're skipping some fights. We got to talk about Takeru. Ramiro has not seen this fight yet.
Yeah, I was told to hold off so we can watch together.
Yeah, a little bit later on the day, you were like, "All right, I'm just starting these fights now," and I was like, "Skip Takeru. Let's watch it on stream." Rich, I'm gonna do this to you, which is kind of rude to do, but
oh dang, about to be rude to Rich, the casual in the background. That's messed up.
On the fly. But if I share this from my screen, we're gonna have that echo again, and I'd rather not have that. So, Rich, I just put in the private chat the link. One has already put the full fight on YouTube, which is how we're able to do this.
By the way, while you're doing that, shout out to our boy Jesse Strader. Had a fight last night, didn't go his way, but shout out to him.
Doesn't always go your way, right? But yeah, Jesse's a cool ass dude.
That's how fights go.
That's how fights go. You win some, you lose some.
That's right.
But yeah, we got this. Let's go ahead, full screen that, and then let's just let this play. And Ramiro hasn't seen this yet.
Okay.
All right.
No Olivier Cost, by the way. Heartbroken.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay, kickboxing.
Kickboxing.
I love Takeru, by the way.
How could you not? You know?
Yeah, he has awesome hair. Loving the shorts, dude. Okay. Not sure if it's coming through a little choppy on your side, Will, but
yeah, super choppy. Let me try. Let's kill this really quick. Let's see, and I'm going to.
This is what happens when you have a live podcast.
Yeah, here, Rich. I'm gonna try sharing it with no audio, and we'll share that. Bam. How's that? Is that smooth?
Smoother for sure.
Okay, we'll just rock with this.
Okay.
No audio's fine. Good leg kick by Takeru.
And so Takeru's last matchup again, Will, was his debut for but it was the debut, right? At one.
Yes.
Superbon. That was a fantastic fight as well.
Yeah, came up short, but it was one of the best fights I've ever seen. And this is his first fight back after like leg injuries from that fight, long layoff.
Ooh, beautiful step in hook.
Right hand or right leg, sorry.
And
Thant Zin's a savage, bro. Burmese dude just coming in for the kill, dude. Trying to be the spoiler here.
Yeah, nobody told him he's supposed to lose, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
big
nice
right
combo.
hand from Thant Zin.
Right-hand right. And so tell me a little bit about Thant Zin in the meantime.
Well, he's been killing it on Friday fights. I mean, the guy's a berserker, just a straight up berserker.
So this is a big shot for Thant Zin right here.
Yes. This is a big
opportunity.
A lot of people are saying this is a tune-up fight for Takeru, right? That's what the kind of narrative is going into this.
Okay, quick jab.
Give him a tune-up fight so that he can fight Rodtang after. And Thant Zin's like, call me a tune-up fight one more time.
I dare you.
Because, I mean, dude, he cracks. Thant Zin cracks.
Oh, dude, he is so hyped. Like, every single time he gets hit, look at him. He gets super pumped, calling for more.
Says, man, Thant Zin is going to be so good. Only 19 is
He's
crazy.
Only 19?
Yes, bro. It's so many savages. He just covers so much distance.
Shovel hook. Yeah. With that shovel hook, and then he follows up with that nice left.
Good
leg
low
kicks
kick.
Continued, yeah.
That calf kick from Takeru, dude. Really good. That'll stop someone from exploding, covering all that distance.
Both these guys, fantastic shape. That right straight down the pipe for Takeru was really nice. Right back to that calf kick. Ooh, you could tell Zin felt that one too. He had that little hop step instead of actually planting on that left.
There's a switch stance. He thought he was going to throw it. That low calf kick is hard to check. With a big left hand.
Dude, you just mentioned the fact that he covers a lot of distance. And again, so tune-up fight, and Zin drops Takeru.
Now it's a real fight.
Yeah. Takeru's like, talk to my agent right now. Call my agent.
Yeah. This wasn't how this was supposed to happen. Nice left hand there.
Yeah.
I love that snap kick to the body right there, too.
Very little warning that leg's coming.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't telegraph that kick at all.
Remember, he hurt Superblack to the body with that same kind of kick.
Don't say that. Nobody hurt Superblack.
So big first round
for Thant Zin. For Zin. Oh, my God.
Dude. I mean, it's a 10-8.
Somebody fix his hair. Somebody fix Takeru's hair.
Blunderup says Takeru really slow out of the gate the first round. Chummy Boy says Takeru got jab. This time at least, the jab is good. Rod Tank's shaking his head in the crowd, dude.
Yeah, he's like, don't let this fight slip.
Yeah, Chester says Zin's stance very similar to what Superblack did against Takeru, leaning forward on his front foot.
Oh, Takeru just got very lazy at the end of that combo, thinking that he was going to step away. Because most of Zin's combos leading up to was a 1-2, right?
Yeah. This time he followed up with that left hand.
Yeah, very, very smart for a 19-year-old Zin coming in against Takeru.
Yeah, and Takeru learns a valuable lesson there of like, hey, man, can't just get lazy on the exchange at the end of an exchange here. Can't just move backwards and think I'm safe now.
That left hook is lightning fast for Zin.
Yeah, he's got great hand speed, dude.
There he goes again. That like long extended 1-2. Oh, this fight's intense.
And Takeru just moving straight backwards is a scary thing, dude.
Yeah.
You know, got an angle, man. There's a good check, but then a jab.
And very beautifully timed jab from Zin. There's that kick again, man. I'm telling you, he doesn't telegraph that. So nice.
Yeah, his lead leg kick is crazy, man.
I really like his shorts, dude.
Yeah.
They're so sick. Sorry, everybody. Like everybody's like breaking down the technical stuff. I'm like, his shorts are really nice.
Yeah.
Zin's so hype, man. Look at him. Beautiful extended combo again. Dude, he's not backing down.
They're swanging and banging, dude.
He's not backing down. Okay, Takeru woke up. Ooh. Look at him.
Ooh. Dude, Takeru in the pocket is crazy, man. He hits so hard.
I like his head movement coming in, too.
Oh, nice step in knee. Body.
I like it. This is a fun fight.
Nice knee there, too. Oh, big right hand. Dude, Thant Zin. What a chin.
Thant Zin has that 1-2, but then Takeru's doing a good job mixing up different lead shots in the beginning. See, like that's the right kick to the body.
Oh.
Sometimes he throws that left. That knee, see? It's just, he's mixing it up really, really well.
Can't catch the kick there. That's what the ref's saying, kickboxing. Big right hand. God.
And Zin not even phased.
Yeah.
Oh, that one looked like it hurt, though. That knee to the solar plexus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dude, Takeru's right hand.
Takeru looked like he's getting a little wild there, huh? Look. Ooh.
That front kick to the body is so nice. Because it's the same entry as the knee, right?
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, I got to see that in slow motion because it looks like the toes just dug right into the sternum.
Yeah, Blunderup says when he turns it up this round, I was yelling at my TV, show that young man who he's in there with.
And right back to the body. Right back to the well. Oh, he's just attacking the body at this point, but Zin, oh my God. Oh, Zin's still dangerous, though. Oh, no. Oh, poor Zin.
Yeah, it's
crumbled.
A tough one.
What dropped him on that one?
I believe it was a left hook or a right hook. I don't think this is going to show a replay. Nope, that's already over.
Oh, Rotang must be pretty happy, huh?
Yes. Did you see? Oh, you didn't. You didn't see it. We'll show it because it's great.
So that one, it looked like he's continuing to work to the body. He gets him with that knee. Hits that right,
Oh,
left.
that
It
left
was the
hook.
left. The left hook to
Yeah.
the temple. Yeah. What beautiful work there from Takeru, man, to finish the fight.
Very good stuff. And then, let's see.
It's like he just shifted into a different gear that second round.
Yeah. I mean, he really, really went for it after that.
Whew.
But then we won't do this with audio. Same thing.
What's this? Oh, okay, little
Oh.
face off. Rodtang
Little
clapping
face-off.
from a little shaky of the hands. Okay, liking the chain from
Look at
Rodtang.
Takeru, dude.
Oh, he's super
Takeru's
pumped
fucking
too.
hype, dude.
As he should, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Did he win a bonus?
I don't remember if he got a bonus or not. But
They're like, we're already paying you enough, bro. You're good.
yeah, like, hey man,
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
already
need a
making
bonus.
enough.
This is funny too. The whole interview, he kept trying to get the mic from Mitch. And Mitch was like, "Nah, dude, I'm keeping that thing."
Oh, okay.
But
Oh,
Chachi
back
said
and
they are
forth.
already signed.
Oh.
They already signed the bout agreement.
Oh,
Bro, look at Takeru,
okay.
dude.
Takeru's ready to go right then and there.
Just so happy. You could see that the video we watched of the fight. It doesn't show everything, right? But you could tell he's so stoked and so relieved when they called the fight. He's running around screaming. He does a backflip off the turnbuckle. You gotta put the audio of Takeru's "Rotang" the way he says it, dude.
That's
We
awesome.
can't. We'll and the Jinko jeans, dude. The Jinko jeans are back. I see them a lot more.
Are they really?
I think they are. But yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome, right? That's
Yeah.
like, does it get better than that? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm super hyped for that fight already, though.
And Thant Zin, dude, I'm hyped to see his next fight. You know,
He did a great
'cause
job.
Dropped him. He dropped him.
He dropped him. Did a great job.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned already he's only 19 years old. Holy smokes. What were you doing at 19, huh?
Not that, dude. Not that.
So props to Thant Zin as well. Absolutely
Yeah, look at
great
that
fight.
shot,
Great
dude.
pictures, great shots. One always has fantastic photography going.
Yeah, they really do.
Damn,
But yeah,
your boy Takeru's ripped though, huh?
bro, Takeru, the guy's he's so special, man. Like this dude, when they signed him, I was like, what in the fuck? That's crazy. Because I remember I was trying to get you to watch the match, and the match was him versus Tension. And it was huge.
Yeah.
And then it was so big, and all his stuff through K1 was so cool. He's such a savage. And then that fight with Tension was amazing. It should have been 5 rounds, but it wasn't, whatever. And then he signed to 1, and it was like, oh my God, dude, this is going to be amazing. And here we are, dude.
That's a great question from Smitty.
Do they even risk Rodtang in Atlanta now? There are lots of rumors that Rodtang is off that card. Who knows what happens? And I'm going to say this with all due respect. And remember, I said with all due respect. The Rodtang matchup for Atlanta is not one that he should lose. And there's a reason I think that fight was booked. And how we were talking about how a lot of people thought this Takeru fight was going to be a tune-up fight, even though Thant Zin said, I'm no fucking tune-up for anybody. Going into it, that's kind of what it looked like. And it was like, hey, Takeru, here's a fight for you to get back into the swing of things, and then you can fight Rodtang. It'd be rude of us to have you fight Rodtang after so much time off and an injury.
Yeah.
So have this fight. You could say the same thing for Rodtang. His match is kind of just like a, hey, stay active while Takeru has his fight, and then you guys can then fight.
Plus, it gets Takeru a win, and I think Nick Atkin, by the way, if anybody didn't watch the predictions episode, definitely go watch it. Nick Atkin did a fantastic job, but he also mentioned what getting a W for Takeru does for the Japanese market, right? Versus just throwing him against killer after killer after killer. And if he goes 0-3 for his contract in one, what does that do for that market, right? So I think it's a smart move all the way around.
Yeah, and I think they do. They were supposed to do a Japan card in October next month, and it fell through.
So January now.
So I'm thinking, they gotta have a Japan card early next year. Do Takeru versus Rodtang on that.
Hey, fly your boys out there. You know what I mean?
We're ready to Japan.
We're ready to cover. We're ready to cover the fights.
We're ready.
All right, man. Let's go and move on to the next one. I think we're going to be covering Nong-O versus
Yes.
Nabati now, right?
Yes. And remember when we talked about this in the preview, both Nick and I both were like, man, this is a tough one for Nong-O after, some of the fights he's had is just the Haggerty fight was bad. The Nico fight was another real hard one. And then here we are, we're going to have Nabati, another big dude who just steamrolls guys. This is tough.
Mm-hmm.
Nong-O fought great. He did fantastic.
He did.
He dropped it, but it was still a good fight. And he never really had Nabati in danger,
No, I thought Nabati was very patient. He was picking his shots throughout the entire fight. And I was really excited for this one because you sent me a lot of good videos just to make sure that your boy puts in extra homework and checks out the fighters right before I go through and watch their actual fight.
That's not why. I just want you to...
No, but I appreciate it. I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I appreciate when you send me this so I can be ready and I know what I'm watching. So going in Nong-O, former 8-time Muay Thai world champion, right? And then all the videos you were sending me about Nabati, dude has power in his hands.
Yeah, dude.
So right off the bat, I'm like, okay, we got a banger here. But where I was thinking that this one was going to be just a lot more swinging and banging, I was really impressed with Nabati's fight IQ throughout the entire fight.
Yeah, and I think I was impressed with both, to be honest, because like Blunderbuck literally just said, I was about to talk about it. He says, I've never seen Nong-O move his head this much.
Yeah,
because I think he knew, man. He knew. Look, I maybe like how fighters know, dude. Like Liam Harrison after his retirement fight in the post-fight press conference, he's talking about, I just can't take the shots I used to be able to take. It sucks. Like my heart and my mind are here, but I just physically can't take these shots. And I think Nong-O might be at that point as well. And
did Nong-O seem frustrated by the end of the fight to you? Like visually frustrated?
Yeah, a little bit.
Right.
I think Nabati was just so, like you said, he was so good at being in and out, and he's so light on his feet. If you're Nong-O and you want to land those big leg kicks, you need to land them when either you're leaning over a leg or right when it plants or right when they go off of it, right? You want to kick their leg while they're landing or while they're taking it off the ground. And Nabati is just so good at mixing up his timing with his footwork that Nong-O never really could get those damaging leg kicks off. And Nabati stung him at the end of the first round, huh? I was like, oh no, this might be the beginning of the end. But then Nong-O survived, and not just survived. I thought he fought well,
Yeah,
he just never really hurt Nabati. That's the problem.
It was a fun fight, though.
Yeah, it was a very fun fight.
Hey, shout out Austin, by the way. Says can't stay tonight, but hope the stream goes well, gents. It's always a coin flip with Austin because sometimes he's like, "Hey, can't stay, gents," and then at the end when we're signing off, he's like, "Great podcast, y'all." So it's like, but always appreciate Austin showing up to the podcast. Smitty saying, "I was shocked at how big Nabati was. Him and Carrillo are massive for Bantam."
Yeah, I mean that's just the story right now. There's like half of the division. It seems like this division in particular is like. Half the guys are one weight and half the guys are another, and it really seems like that right now. Because Nico is so much bigger than everybody he's in there with. It's crazy.
For sure. All right, man. You want to move on to the next one?
There's not much to talk about that one. I guess Nabati, I don't know what they do with him next, but he's got to be getting close to like a title shot or something.
All right, man. We'll go on to Nabil versus Soe Lin Oo.
I was wrong about this one. I thought, look, we said it. I thought Nabil was going to win, but I was like, but don't count Soe Lin Oo out. It was kind of like what I was talking about. I don't think he's going to get frustrated and get frozen on the outside by all these long attacks and everything. I think he's going to be one of those guys where if he does get frustrated by that, he's going to go blitz in and just risk it and go for it. And Nabil just never let him, dude. He never let him get started.
Dude, and it's something that we've talked about already for years on this podcast, right? When you have that size advantage and you're that tall for whatever division you're in, when you have the ability to fight tall and know how to use that length, that reach advantage, it's tough for anybody to go up against.
It really is.
And
I mean,
Nabil is just so fantastic with that, man, because he has the long straight and it snipes you right down the middle. But then if you decide to blitz and you have some head movement coming in, he has that knee that he needs you with, and it's lightning fast.
Yeah, he's so good at reading the shifts to get in, and any way you're leaning, he's so good at reading that, and he'll just bring up whatever side knee you're leaning to. So you're just head-on collision right into the knee, no matter what side you are. And yeah, he has really done a good job. I mean, he was always good, right? But like he's so young and he's still clearly physically filling out. And you can see as he's physically filling out, he's also getting better, like technique wise as well. Like his game plans have been so good, and his being able to stick to game plans and not get reckless. He doesn't get tired and start like like putting in holes defensively.
Yeah,
he stays so composed, and he's just like, look,
straight
this is
eye
my
poking
fight.
with his big toe.
Yeah, it's brutal, dude.
That's a brutal picture. Yeah.
How many head kicks did he land in this fight?
I don't know.
It was insane, dude.
Yeah.
If you can
Soe
get
Lin
past
Oo,
the head
though,
kick,
dude, solid chin.
yeah, I mean he comes from left way, dude. That guy.
And
He's used to
in the
headbutts.
first round, right, Soe Lin Oo is eating some shots, closing the distance. He does try to work to the body with Nabil in the beginning,
which is what you should do.
Yes, and in the beginning of the fight, I was thinking to myself, like, okay, so Lin Oo is showing that he's willing to eat some shots more than Lobo when he went up against Nabil, to continue putting pressure on. But as the round continued going on, and he kept on getting sniped more and more, then I thought to myself, well, maybe that's why Lobo didn't
do it.
Just continue doing that, because he was eating a lot of shots, of shots.
Yeah, and one thing that if you watch the Superblack fight, there's mistakes that Nabil is making that he's not making anymore. You could tell he learned from that Superblack fight a ton. And yeah, he's with Medi now, like as Blunderbub is referencing, and they're clearly doing a fantastic job working his game plan, and working his techniques, and just his discipline to be able to just stay composed and just do that throughout the entire fight, and not make any mistakes, not slip up at this age is crazy, dude. Sky's the limit, honestly.
And is he talking about Monkey D. Luffy hat? Your boy actually knows about that one, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah. True story. Man. My son was Monkey D. Luffy for Halloween last year, and the parents thought he was Pinocchio. So that's a whole other story. We'll cover that on the next episode. But yes,
that's on our one. This is a one recap. That's going to be our One Piece recap.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, okay. Smitty saying, love tall fighters that know how to use their length. Yeah, this is the last time some people listen to this podcast after that little exchange there.
Yep.
But it's all good. All right.
Yeah.
You want to move on to the next one?
Yeah. Let's move on.
All right, man. We had Suablack versus Kulabdam.
Yeah, and real quick, Chester says Medi might be Muay Thai Coach of the Year. Man, he's doing great things right now. He really is. But yeah, Suablack versus Kulabdam. Back to anime stuff. This was Hitmonlee versus Hitmonchan.
I don't know that one now.
Yeah, well, you don't even know what's on my shirt, dog. Come on.
Yeah, that's Pokemon.
Hey, there you go.
Right, it's a Pokemon.
It is.
I told you.
But okay, so this fight went pretty much exactly how I thought it was going to go. What did you think about this one?
Dude, this one was a really fun one. Suablack in the beginning, a lot of little fancy spinning techniques. I didn't know if he was just like a show of desperation, just wanting to get in there and finish the fight a little bit earlier. But dude, Kulabdam with the leg kicks, man.
Yeah, really
for me
good.
Is what just really set the tone for the entire fight. Notes on here says most action comes in the third round as Kulabdam dubs Suablack. And when Suablack comes back up, starts using his right arm as rangefinder, Kulabdam is able to work around that and drops him.
The hand trap, dude. The hand trap to land that left hand.
So very perfect, cool. Dude.
Yeah, very cool. And
do you have a clip of that one or no?
I have a clip that doesn't quite show the punch land because this was also on the pay-per-view portion of it. So I don't
Joey was saying Suablack just became liquid at the end. I put down that he looked like an inflatable tube man, except that the only difference is instead of going forward and back, both arms just went straight back. He just flew straight back, and I was like, oh, that did not look good.
It's tough,
Left
man.
meteorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there's a reason why Kulabdam is called the left meteorite. And we talked about in the preview. I was like, yeah, I think he's gonna be able to get past the kicks of Suablack and land that left meteorite. That's what happened. And
how cool is that
actually,
too? Like your name lets everybody know, like this is what you have to watch out for, and as an opponent, like that's what I got to watch out for, and you get dropped by the left meteorite, dude.
Yeah, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Nabati knocked out Suablack with the left hook. I don't think it was a right hook. It was a left hook that knocked out Suablack in his last fight. So it's tough to see him go down like this twice. Really bad knockouts. But Rich, if we can go back to the last picture really quick. So if we look at that and the position of this, the punch just landed.
Yes.
And then there's that same exact position. So you're like, what happens after that photo? Record scratch. You might be wondering how I got here. Here it is. Liquid.
Oh.
You see him try to get up with the ropes.
Yeah. Hey, ref, he's out.
No, you give him the count. Got to at least give him the count.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, that's tough, man. It's tough to see Suablack go down like that twice, so recently. Just big shots. Kulabdam hits like a fucking truck, though, huh?
Yeah, solid.
And not just like a big power guy who doesn't know how to get there. Like you could, like the leg kicks you're talking about. That's a great attack on someone who prides themselves in their legs and their kicks and stuff like that. If you can just take their legs out, slow them down a little bit, you can then get to that punching range a lot easier later on in the fight. And we couldn't show the clip. Yeah, we couldn't show the clip of the punch actually landing, but watch it again. Get the pay-per-view, watch it again. The hand trap. He goes, wow.
Yeah, and that's why I was asking, because it was really a beautiful sequence.
It really was. And Blunderbuff says, get in that contract. And they didn't. I mean, like, what do you got to do? What do you got to do, man?
One more. That's what you're saying. By the way, shout out Avail Ruby. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, yeah.
All right. Do you want to go on to the next one?
I do, and I want to gloat.
I'm excited about this one.
Because look, we'll move on. What do we got? We got Sam A.
Hamidi versus Sam A. Hey, by the way, are my pronunciations getting better?
They're getting so much better, dude.
Dude, I'm working on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're killing it, dude.
Thanks, man.
So, in the preview, we talked about how we didn't really like this matchup because Hamidi is a young savage. He starts letting those hands go, and it's a lot it overwhelms guys. Sam A, yes, he's a legend. Yes, he's done everything you can do in Muay Thai, but he's also 40. He's been knocked out a few times, bad knockouts a few times recently. We just didn't like this matchup. But then, do you remember what I said after that, Ramiro?
What, the last thing to go?
Not just that. Rich, can we go one picture forward? Is that a left hand that he's landing, left straight? Can we go one more after this? Oh, is that also a left straight there? Two left straights. Two left straights that we see. So this time I will play audio, and I will mute myself so that it doesn't echo. Let's see. This is a recording from our preview of the event, and I'll mute myself now. There's those times where, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sammy just pulls out, like, he hits so fucking hard with his left straight that, like, if Hamidi does come in thinking like, oh, this guy's over the hill, I'm gonna go out there and overwhelm him, and just starts kind of throwing caution to the wind with those long combinations. If Sammy could just shell and throw that left piston down the middle and catch him, like, he hits so hard still. Like, you know, power's the last.
What is the last thing that goes? Yeah, it's the power with age, right? There we go.
Come on.
That old man strength. Oh, you got some claps from the audience as well. Live audience.
Left straight, dude. That thing doesn't lie, dude. And if you can get the timing, right? You get the timing on something like that. He hits so hard, dude. If you watch his, I mean, it's not really that crazy prediction. If you watch his fights, you know he has so many knockouts with that left straight. But still,
were you did you get the impression that Hamidi wasn't respecting the power the way that he was entering?
No, because that's how Hamidi fights. He overwhelms people with his punches.
Okay.
And that's why I was like, if you it's so easy to get overwhelmed with that. But if you can just shell and you can uncork that left straight and you catch him while he's throwing both punches, because he's punching so fast that like he's not in a position to defend himself, right?
Smitty says got the receipts too. You know, Will was like, "Yep, let me pull that one up."
Dude, as soon as it happened, I was like, first off, I jumped up. I was like, because look, we said we didn't like the matchup, and we all thought Hamidi was going to win, but I didn't want him to, and I mean that with all due respect to Hamidi. But Same's sick, dude. He's done so much. There's so much more going for Same for me to be a fan of his, just because of how much I've seen of him and how like all the cool things he's achieved. It makes you more of a fan. You want to see him succeed, you know?
Yeah.
You also don't want to see 40-year-olds get knocked out. That's not fun.
No. Dude, I'm all for cheering for the 40-year-olds, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. But man, when he dropped him the first time, I was like, that's it. It's over. And then he got up. And
how awkward was that second knockdown?
Dude, the second one, dude.
It's like he stared that fist coming straight at him.
And like, his hands
you know he was thinking it.
He was like, "Oh no!"
Yes, as the fist was coming straight down the pipe, he was like, "Hands, come on,
yeah,
come on, head movement, anything." Bink,
no,
out
and out. Yeah, but I don't think Hamidi was even there when the second one landed. Like watching someone standing in the cross swat get flattened by a semi. Yeah, I mean, because it was as soon as they started the action of him getting up on the knockdown, the first knockdown. They start it, bam, he's out on the floor. I think it was this fight. Nick posted ringside footage. I think they took him out on the stretcher. So
yeah, you could see it when they were going through and they were making it official. And Sammy was standing there. You can kind of see Sammy looking over too and looking kind of concerned because as they were panning over to the ref and Sammy, you saw Hamidi on the stretcher already.
It's tough, man.
Yeah,
I like knockouts, but that type of stuff's hard.
Fight go the way sometimes fight go, you know. Ron Washington.
Ron Washington.
Yeah. But no, great fight. Sammy, props to him, man. 40 years old, still knocking fools out.
Yeah, very cool.
Also, the way that he grabs the mic. Yeah. I was like, dude, Ricky Bobby all the way right there. Yeah, just didn't know what to do with his hands. He was like slowly grabbed the mic, and it was good stuff, though. Really
very
good stuff. All right.
Cool to see.
Let's move on, man. We also had Shadow versus Siasarani. Featherweight Muay Thai fight, right?
Yeah. And we talked about this one too. Shadow had a lot of hype coming into one. You know, a lot of success outside of one, comes in, has a hard time. But it seems like he's kind of in his groove now. And this fight is like a fight you would show people of like, hey, how... Like, if you want to see a perfect performance, this is Shadow's fight. Show this fight. This is a perfect performance. Front to back, beautiful technique, beautiful pacing, beautiful control. The liver shot for the knockdown in the second round. I thought it was over. I thought, like, how do you get back from that?
It was so weird, too, after he got down from the liver shot. The way he looked around, it almost looked like people look after they get a concussion.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
Well, I mean, he was taking shots upstairs before that, which is why the body shot was there.
You're like, he was probably already concussed.
Yeah, he was probably already concussed. Because, dude, I mean, Shadow hit him with everything in the kitchen sink, dude. Like, I saw people talk about Shadow should have got the finish in this fight. Look, man, sometimes it just doesn't come. You know? You can't always get it.
And this fight was interesting in the beginning, too, because a lot of it was Shadow throwing that body kick, Siasarani catching it, and he's like trying to hit him with that right as he's holding on to
First time I was a little sketched. I was like,
why is that?
Because I wanted Shadow to win, and the first time he caught it,
Shadow deceivingly long shots, because even when they were holding his leg up, he was still landing some of those hard rights, and I was like, oh, Siasarani was like, oh, I got him right where I want him, and then he gets cracked, and he's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
It was good. It was really good performance from Shadow.
Yeah, this is like maybe his first fight in one, he was kind of like there was a little bit of like shell shock or nerves or something, like, oh man, this is like, you know, this could be so big, and maybe he was a little frazzled or something. But I don't know. But since then, he's looked like a damn world beater, dude. This guy has such a bright future, such a high ceiling, you know. Keeps fighting
for sure, dude.
Come on.
All right. And I think we only have one more fight we're going to cover, right? But a shout out to Suriyanlek versus Jaosuayai. That was a fantastic fight also. So go back and watch that one if you didn't.
If you didn't, we're not covering it because
I
mean we don't have anything. We weren't going to cover it because we were going to do a half UFC show, and then we scrapped the UFC portion of it. So if we knew we were going to do just a one show, we probably would have talked about this because I mean it was fucking insane. Maybe let's do the last fight we were going to talk about, and then if there's time, we talk about it a little bit.
Let's do it, man. Let's cover Akimoto versus Ennahachi.
Goddamn, dude. Ennahachi, long time out. Akimoto on the verge of a title shot for what seems like years now. And Ennahachi comes in and just puts the nail in the coffin on that. Says not quite yet, man. Because he lost. Look, Akimoto's last fight against Wei, he lost it. But even Chachi was like, I think he said he thought Akimoto won. So they're going to run it back. And then they didn't. So they do this one. And you're like, with the way things work, if you're going to be more active, a win over a top guy, even though you just lost that last fight, could still propel you into a title shot. So I was like, man, if Akimoto wins this one, maybe he'll get that title shot. And Ennahachi said, y'all must have forgot. I've been gone a long time, but I'm still good.
Dude, and
he was.
What round was it where he dropped Akimoto?
I think it was in the second round.
But then he was saved by the bell, right?
Maybe it was the first.
I think it was the first.
I don't remember. But man, it was good. It was so good, dude.
But in Ennahachi, so this is a different weight class from, right?
I don't remember, to be honest.
I want to say that they had mentioned that he's in a different weight class now.
It's been so long. That's the left hook that dropped him. We can show this one because it was on YouTube. But it doesn't say what round it was. But very cool. First round.
All right.
Yeah. And then, but honestly, Akimoto did a very good job after the knockdown. For the rest of the fight, it really did look like he was like, I got to get this back. Even if I win these next two rounds, I'm still going to lose the fight because of the knockdown. And he was coming for it, man. Yeah, Chester says he's been at this weight for his last two fights. It used to be 135, yeah.
Hey, shout out to Boy too. Thank you for letting us know it was at the end of the first.
This is why it's great to have people on the live streams.
Yeah,
stuff that you just can't remember, someone does.
Absolutely. Somebody has a better memory than we do.
Yeah, Smitty said they said he moved up to bantam. He was asking for Haggerty afterwards. Yeah,
ooh,
that'd be cool.
That would be
very cool because look, before he left, he beat Superbon. A lot of people don't think he won that fight, but he won it technically. And everyone's like, "Is that what you want next?" Obviously, right? You want Superbon, and he's like, "I want Haggerty." You're like, "Oh, all right, that's cool, dude. That'll be sick."
Awesome, man.
He was like, I think he said, let me get Haggerty for the kickboxing belt. I'll take that belt. And once I have the belt, let everybody else come to me. And I'm like, damn, pretty sick. Sick.
That's pretty awesome.
Both these guys fought excellently though.
Bulbasaur.
What, did you see it underneath it?
No, I didn't see it underneath it, but dude, it had been bugging me the entire time because the only name that came to my head was Charizard because that's the only one I know. But I was like, no, that's the little one with the fire tail, so that's not him. And I just remembered right now.
Good job.
Bringing it back, dude. Sorry. 15 minutes later, your boy remembered what the name of it was. So yes, I got it. So all right. Funny. Did you want to cover Suriyanlek versus Jaosuayai?
Let's at least talk about it.
Wild fight.
Yeah, Blunderbo says not Will pulling up a whole ass other show to say I told you so, but not looking up Ennahachi's weight real fast. Look, man, I got a lot of stuff moving around back here.
That's so funny.
Let me have my wins.
Needing to pull up receipts all day. Needed to check weight class. Ain't got time.
Yeah, I had that prep from before the show.
That's so funny.
I had that prep since the Sammy fight. Let's be honest.
Oh, that's awesome.
Put me on the spot about a weight class. Come on.
My bad, dude. My bad. But so Suriyanlek, Jaosuayai, both of them swinging for the fences. Yeah. And the thing that I noticed on this is Suriyanlek is one of those guys that even when he's hurt, still extremely dangerous, man.
Yeah, dude. And if you go back and watch his other fights from Friday fights, I mean, honestly, both these guys, go back and watch all their fights because they're fucking crazy, dude. This one, We didn't really cover it in the preview for the event, but even Nick was like, dude, that one's going to be sick.
Yeah.
That one's going to be super sick.
Dude, and the thing is that they were swinging wild in that first round, but then they come out in the second round, and Suriyanlek made this really nice adjustment because Jaosuayai kept on, like, on the very first movement Suriyanlek had, he would duck forward and then, like, circle out. And so Suriyanlek started coming in with that uppercut, that lead uppercut, and he landed it a couple times. But this entire fight was just so interesting all the way through.
Yeah, Blundro says a sloppy banger, as you guys might
Dare we call it a sloppy banger?
It was so good, dude. Smitty says classic Friday fights banger. Dude, that counter shot to land as he's throwing his punch, that like arching, like hook, oh my god, dude. Up with your back against the ropes too. Fucking slick, dude. Straight up sniped. It looked like someone sniped him from the crowd. And then,
so when you sent me the fights, and this one wasn't on there, and I saw it still, I was like, we gotta talk about this. It's so good. It was such a fun fight. Nonstop pressure from Suriyanlek the entire fight. It seemed like he had a stronger last round as well. But dude, it was just fun all around.
Yeah, just a fun, action-packed fight. Show this to anybody who's like, I don't know Muay Thai, I don't get it, but doesn't like grappling and MMA fights. Show them this, and they're done. You got them.
And the thing is, after watching, just quick switch real quick to UFC, but Brendan Allen versus Imavov, and they're talking about how the first round they're like, Herb might stand him up, and then Herb goes to Brendan Allen and says like, hey, if you're in that position again, I need to see more from you.
Yeah.
Was dude inside control? Did he have a great position? Yes. Whatever, Herb Dean. But anyways,
what's he doing anything with it?
No, he wasn't. But hey, Muay Thai, you don't have to worry about it.
You don't got to worry about that.
You don't got to worry about it, dude. That's what I absolutely love about 4-ounce glove Muay Thai.
I think it's ruining Herb Dean's brain though. And I say that with all due respect,
covering one.
Herb Dean. Dude, it's like people talk about like kids with like TikTok like brain rot, where they're just watching like quick videos on TikTok all day, so everything else is just like, I can't stand how long this takes. I feel like that's Herb when he goes to UFC now, dude, because he's done so many of these fights in one that now he's in the UFC. He's like, you guys got to work. And it's like, hey, man, it's been 10 seconds. There's a title fight. He's been spoiled, dude.
Awesome. Cool, man. But hey, we made it.
We made it.
Friday Fights 81. What a fun event.
Yeah, and, so good.
As always, huge shout out to One for allowing us to show those clips and share with everybody. It was nice to be able to watch the Takeru fight with everybody.
Yeah, really cool.
What a fight, though, dude. What a fighter. Holy smokes.
Dude, and now Takeru versus Rodtang? After that performance, well, first off, for anybody who didn't watch him in K1 and they saw him in the debut against Superbon, I feel like most people who saw that fight are like, holy shit, Takeru's my guy. That's a great fight. He lost it, but whatever. I'll tune in no matter what. Then there's some people who are like, he's supposed to be this guy. He comes in and loses. And it's like, all right, whatever. You watch this fight, you're back on board. Back on board. Maybe there are some people who are like, you shouldn't have got dropped in the first round by Thant Zin. It's like, dude, it's a fucking fight. Shit happens. What? He got the result. He got the knockout. Now, if you're anybody in the world who sees that fight and literally any Rodtang fight, and you say, hey, these guys are about to fight, you're tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
The whole 100%, world tunes in
every single time. I don't care who Takeru's fighting at this point. I don't care who Rodtang fights. I don't care who Superbon fights. If they're fighting, I'm tuning in. Guaranteed. And I think someone posted on the Facebook, because different regions get it on different things, right? For us, this was on the Takeru fight was on YouTube. Other places it was elsewhere, right? The Facebook stream in some places, I think it had like 650,000 people watching just on Facebook. That doesn't include everybody that's watching on YouTube or everywhere else on one's website or wherever they're watching. That's crazy. People tune in for Takeru, dude. If they do Takeru versus Rodtang in Japan, oh my god, that'd be massive.
Huge, dude. Huge. The second highest gate of all time is a Takeru fight. Of all time. Dang. The only thing that beats it is Mayweather versus Pacquiao.
Wow.
The Sphere did like, what was the Sphere? It was the biggest UFC event of all time. It was like $22 million or something gate. $22 million gate. That's third behind Takeru. The Sphere event from the UFC is behind a Takeru fight.
That's nuts.
So Rodtang versus Takeru is gonna be fucking crazy, dude.
Massive. In Japan?
I hope it's in Japan, dude. I really hope it's in Japan.
All right. Well, hey, like I said, we made it. Shout out to Smitty, Blunderbub, Chummy Boy. Who else joined us? Chester. We had a Veil Ruby join us as well.
Austin came through for a bit.
Yep. Austin came through for a bit. We also
Our
had
boy Coleslaw, dude. We
Coleslaw,
had Pepper at the beginning. Mr.
Ganskow.
Ganskow said no UFC and then bounced.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not sticking around for this one.
I didn't watch this one. My bad, guys.
No, but hey, it's always so much fun. You said it, Will. Whenever we have listeners joining us live and they're able to course correct as we go and let us know whenever we need some info, it makes it so much better.
Dude, because I'll be honest, here's a little insight. All day, when we do these late night streams, like when we do these late night streams, for me, right, it's late. It's 8 o'clock. For you, it's even later. It's 10. All day, I'm like, all right, how do we make this the best show? What do we cover here? What order do we put Takeru second? Do we do it first? How do we cue that up? And like, there's so much going on in the brain. And then it's like, what time are we doing it? How are we doing this? All this coordination. And then it's like, what weight class? And you're like, fuck. It's so difficult. Hey, shout out Chester.
Hey, thank you, Chester. That. Really appreciate it, man.
Would you rather Ennahachi get the shot against Haggerty or book Wei Rui versus Peshinong, and the winner of that gets a shot? Ooh, I don't know what's up with Wei Rui right now. And I think, honestly, you could still do a title shot for him off the win of Akimoto. Because, like, I think it's tough to give a title shot to Ennahachi off a win of Akimoto where Ray Wait just beat him the fight previous, and you don't give it to him. But I don't know what's up with scheduling. I don't know if they're kind of icing him because they thought Akimoto won that fight. I think if you don't do Wei Rui for the title shot now, I guess you go Ennahachi. You know what I mean?
There you go.
What do you think?
I think that you're the most qualified to answer that question, Will, and you did a beautiful job answering the question. But shout out, Chester. Thank you so much for the support, man. That goes a long way. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. What are we covering next week? Or are we going to hop back on and maybe cover UFC one of these other nights?
I think we probably should. I don't know what your schedule looks like this week. We don't have to schedule it on stream right now if you don't have an easy
and even
date.
if it's not everything, but even just the fights that we thought we were going to cover, even that's something, right? But yeah, we'll see what we can cover. But outside of that, again, thank you to everybody. We'll try to get some more content out to everybody as soon as possible. Yeah,
and next week, if we don't cover UFC Paris, next week it's another split show. We have One Fight Night 25, and we have UFC 307, Pineda versus Roundtree. So next week is going to be a big one as well.
Good times.
Should be fun.
Good times, right?
Joey Voice says, other words, just book it and we'll watch. Basically. And Smitty saying, thanks for the recap. One on Prime next Friday? Question mark. Thumbs up. I believe it. What do we got? We got Ursel versus Nicolas, the rematch, right? Alexis Nicolas, Ursel, yep. Kong Torani versus Tagir Kalilov is great. John Lineker's back in there in his second Muay Thai fight against Balico. That's crazy. Lineker says no break. Yeah, Sinsamut's in there. Ayako Miura. Estupinan is back in there as well. Ooh, I did see that one. Back. Daniel Williams. Oh, man. Tongpoon is back. This one's in Lumpini? It should be. I believe it's in Lumpini. Yeah, Chummy Boy says Immortal all the way. Man, what a fight that was the first time, huh? Alexis Nicolas comes through and spoils everything. Ursul's on a legendary run. Nicolas says, it's my time now. But you got to beat him twice. Rebook it. Dude, I am liking it. All right, man. Well, that's all we got for today. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate you joining us. Be sure to tune in next week, and please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let those people know that love combat sports to join us on the podcast as well. We have a great time whenever we're chatting live. And for anybody that's wondering, after all that is said and done, and after they're trying to get together and figure out when to do the podcast, all those things that Will mentioned, they're like, and still able to pull off the production. That's because it's a big thanks to none other than Mr. Richard Bustos in the background on the ones and twos, our producer. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another week of Story of the Fight.